well, and oh, Charlie Capsella, what a play! Here's a line drive out to center field. It's a grand slam! Going back is Shaw. He is going to get there. What a catch! And he's going to hop over the fence while doing it. What a coming home. It's Morales to throw on a double hop. Is it in time? It is in time! Here's a rocket. Deep left field. Does this have a chance to go? It is gone! Go ahead, Homer. Tyler Wiltshire on the first pitch. Play called for a back on the 14th, and there's number 100. Stephen Devaney with a line drive to left. He's 2 for 2. And with triple digits for number 1 as difference. And here's a ground ball shooting through the left side. And Kingsway has won the Ralph Shaw opener. Here we go. Fly ball deep left center field. And it is gone. Grand slam. Scott Lynch, grand slam. Is the man of the hour. There's a ground ball. That's going to go into center field. It's going to be picked up, and it's going to be booted. Here comes the runner to the plate, and Pittman has won it in extras. Walk-off single, Jude Engstrom. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons in the Ralph Shaw Classic.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good evening and welcome to Friday night coverage of the Tri-County Baseball League here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. From the home of the Rutgers Camden Scarlet Raptors, we've got Tri-County action as we wind down the regular season between the Roughriders of Haddonfield and the Camden Ball Club. We've got a great one today between 2 of the rivals in the TCBL Central Division, and even though all 3 divisions have been settled and we have our division winners, the Pine Barrens in the north, the CHBR third base club in the central, and then the almost uncontested Gardens of Vineland in the south. This is still going to be a good game to wind down the regular season, as the final regular season games will be Tuesday, July 18th, with the playoffs starting the day after that, Wednesday, July 19th. It's going to be fun, and you'll be along for the ride with us here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. It's going to be a great time, going to be a great playoff bracket, and the first with all 4 Rancocas Valley teams included in the bracket this year. For both ball clubs, it's going to be an interesting season. The Roughriders had the best regular season record in 2022, and it was under the first year of leadership from Thomas Gousset. He was the manager who took over from Bill Kohut after he became the league organizer in 2022. So now in his second season of managing the Roughriders, things are a little different. Right now they're hovering around 500, but still second in the Central Division, even though the divisions have been settled already. So we'll see how things work out for the last couple of games in the regular season, but they lost to the Gardens in the semifinals. The Gardens of Vineland, of course, were the 2022 Carter Cup champions in the TCBL, but they've won 3 in their history, 1993, 2006, and 2021. But of course, a lot of these guys coming around with experience from the Township and Heights and Haddonfield area. A lot of these guys are local ball players that you'll recognize, some of them like Evan Carbone and Jack Murphy on the Rutgers Camden club itself. And it's going to be a really good game all around, I think, considering all the local talent considered. Camden is 4th in the TCBL Central. Remember, everybody makes the playoffs in the Tri-County League. All 12 teams are going to make it this year, and it's going to be a different expanded format with everybody playing a best-of-3 series in the play-in round, except for the top 4 teams, which will secure a bye and move on to the second round. For Camden, like we said, 5-10 this year, coached by Pucho Vega. That Pucho is his nickname, but he's quite an eccentric guy. He's quite a lively guy, and he's a great manager to lead this ball club as they look to have maybe an underdog campaign in the playoffs in 2023. They were in the finals back in 2019 and lost to Cherry Hill Pittman. They've kind of had a team in transition in the last couple of years, but they're still working to get back into the swing of things and back into contention in the Tri-County League. But let's see how the Roughriders are going to stack up versus Camden this afternoon. So It's going to be the starting lineup for the Roughriders, again coached by Thomas Gasse. Going to be Shea McKinnott, third base, batting leadoff. Zay Ishmael, the extra hitter, batting second. Eric Sabato is the center fielder, batting third. Aaron Graber is the right fielder, batting cleanup. Ian Murphy is the left fielder, batting fifth. Jack Murphy is the first baseman, batting sixth. Sean Perkins is the shortstop, batting seventh. Vinny Panvini of Bishop Eustis is batting eighth at second base. Evan Carbone of Rutgers Camden is behind the dish, batting ninth. And then Brandon Foley is going to be also the DH, with John D. Costanzo starting on the hill for the Roughriders. We do not have a lineup yet from Camden, but when we do, we will deliver that information to you right here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, as we've got Friday Night Lights TCBL Game of the Week with my producer Vincent Vogt and myself, Dan Wilkins. We'll go to a quick break, and we'll be back for the rest of the starting lineups and our first pitch here from the Camden Athletic Complex, home of the Scarlet Raptors. We'll be right back, folks. From the Camden Athletic Complex, we've got Tri-County Baseball in the last week of the regular season between the Roughriders of Haddonfield and the Camden Ball Club. We've got a great one in store today between two top teams, or not two of the top teams, but two of the more evenly matched teams in the Central Division. Again, Roughriders 7-9, or excuse me, 9-7, second in the Central Division, and then Camden 5-10, fourth in the TCBL Central. But remember, everybody makes the playoffs, so everybody's got their equal opportunity of making a good run for it and seeing if they have what it takes to make the Carter Cup at the end of the season. There's your starting pitcher for Camden this afternoon, number 36. I did just take a picture of the starting lineup. We did just get the lineup from Coach Vega, so thank you for that. But we've got, excuse me, sorry, hard to read his handwriting. It's going to be Iverson Varga. He's going to be making his start on the mound this evening with number 23, Heriberto Vega behind the plate. The rest of the starting lineup, though, Jose Correa will be at shortstop batting leadoff. You've got William Maldonado is the third baseman batting second. Oh boy. Let me look at the Camden roster real quick on their Tri-County website, because I may be able to read a print writing better than the handwriting, but no offense to Coach Vega there. But you've got, let's see, oh boy. So Jared Hoshman will be batting third at second base. John Rivera is at first base batting cleanup. You've got at the fifth spot as the extra hitter is going to be Alexis Colon. You've got Edwin Garcia in the left field spot in sixth. Heriberto Vega behind the plate batting seventh. And then Kelvin Baker, Bautista is going to be batting in the eighth spot in center field, and then as the DH batting ninth, maybe after that, Jimmy Garcia. So here we go, Iverson Garcia facing off against West Deptford's Shea McKenna here in Tri-County Baseball action from Rutgers Camden. First pitch, it's going to be a ground ball out towards third and foul, and we're underway. First three for the Roughriders will be Shea McKenna's Zay Ishmael, the extra hitter, and then Eric Sabato, the center fielder. Popped up. And out of play. Onto the roof down there. Like that. Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. Trying to adjust with the focus here. Strikeout number one is McKenna down on strikes. And this will bring up Zay Ishmael, the extra hitter. Yeah. There we go. There we go. A little easier said than done. First pitch from Garcia. Going to be outside, 1-0. Definitely a different angle here from Rutgers Camden, considering, you know, the tarped walls in the outfield make it so that we have to set up behind home plate. But we've done this a couple times. We've been back here for the Newark Rutgers Camden game back in April, and then also the Camden County High School Baseball All-Star game back in mid-June, as Garcia delivers a swing and a miss. And Ishmael's going to take strike two here. So McKenna, Ishmael, and then Sabato, followed by Aaron Graber, the right fielder for the Roughriders. Here's a pitch. Upstairs, it's going to be 1-2. This will be our last regular season broadcast of Tri-County Baseball, as playoffs start next Wednesday, July 19th. As that one misses outside to Ishmael. Count is full, 3-2. So we'll be covering some first-round playoff games, maybe an extra if it goes to a best of three. If it goes to a all-decisive game three, here's a ground ball out to third, picked up, throw across the diamond, and Garcia is there to make the play. Two down. As this will bring up Eric Sabato, the center fielder, with Graber on deck. Thanks for tuning in. If you just joined us, no score in the top of the first. A quick strikeout and a full count ground out from Zay Ishmael is what will get us started here between the Roughriders in Camden and Tri-County Baseball League action. First pitch. Going to be a bit of a cricket pitch. Misses in the dirt there, and it's 1-0. That's usually the phrase that I use for when a ball really just misses the plate, but by a wide margin, if you will. So Sabato, and then the lefty Aaron Graber in right field. Batting second, that one misses high and in. Here's a ground ball out towards short. Picked up, throw to first will be in time. And the side is retired. Camden sets down the Roughriders 1-2-3. We'll see what the CMD ball club can bring to us in the bottom of the first. Here from the Rutgers Camden facilities. No score after a half inning. We'll be right back. From Rutgers Camden, Roughriders went down 1-2-3 in the first, and now John D. Costanzo, the 2022 grad of Haddon Heights, and currently a incoming sophomore at the College of New Jersey in Ewing, TCNJ, the lefty who led the Colonial Conference in innings pitched in his senior year of 2022, at over 55 innings pitched across at least a dozen games for Haddon Heights last year, or 2 years ago almost, but a fly ball to shallow center will be taken in by Eric Sabato for the first out. This will bring up William Maldonado, third baseman here for Camden. This is what I love about broadcasting at Rutgers Camden behind home plate. You know, usually when you're in the outfield, you don't really get to hear the sounds of the game so well and the intricacies that go along with it. So the fact that you're hearing the pop of the glove so well, and also the fact that you're seeing, these players interact with each other just like good old buddies is a great thing. There's a strike, and Maldonado down in the count 0-2. Fly ball, straightaway left, and taken in out there, 2 down. So 2 quick fly balls for Camden, as now Horsham will come up. First pitch misses, 1-0. Yeah, just getting started here from the Camden Athletic Complex with the beautiful Ben Franklin Bridge in the background. former home of the Camden River Sharks for the past 15 years, from 2015 and then 15 years before that to 2000, which was old Campbell's Field. Of course, place where I visited many times in my childhood. And hey, look at that diving snag at third by McKenna, and the side is retired. Through one quite quickly here at Rutgers Camden. No score between the Roughriders and CMD Ball Club. Beautiful Ben Franklin Bridge in the background here in the landscape of Rutgers Camden baseball. But today it won't be the Scarlet Raptors that will be taking the home field. Instead, it's the Camden CMD Ball Club, as Aaron Graber is going to take inside to start the second inning. Had a very quick first with both teams going down 1-2-3, and now we've got 4, 5, and 6 due up for both sides here in inning number 2 versus Iverson Vega. Or excuse me, yes. So Iverson delivers, that one's upside, up and a little inside. Yeah, from Iverson, Vargas. That's fly ball hit out towards left center field, and it is going to be taken in. Nice play out there and left. Couldn't tell exactly, but really just kind of working with it there. That's going to be one down as Graber is retired. This will bring up Ian Murphy. Nice breeze coming in here from the left side, as it's going to be a breaking ball that misses away to Ian Murphy, the left fielder. Jack Murphy of Rutgers Camden is up next. Swing and miss, 1-1. Really, I think what's interesting is that, you know, I every time I visit Rutgers Camden, I'm always reminded of the San Francisco Giants, Oracle Park, formerly Peck Bell or AT&T, as that one is a excuse me swing that goes down the first base line. But I think what's important is that, you know, like you don't see this breeze anywhere else, but it's because we're on the riverfront and the Delaware River out there. Seeing all that and getting that breeze in there makes it a little bit more bearable to kind of be out here in the heat, because right now, I mean, it's the middle of July, so it's going to be hot no matter what. That is a given. We're in the second week of July, but right now 84 degrees with a real feel of 90 and wind blowing south to southwest at 7 miles per hour, but I'm sure that's a bit exacerbated with the river winds here in Camden. Vargas with the 1-2 delivery. That one misses outside and goes to the backstop. So again, Jack Murphy on deck for the Roughriders. He'll be followed by Sean Perkins, shortstop. But a very quick start here already. here at the Camden Athletic Complex. And the pitch from Vargas is going to be a swing and a miss. Second strikeout for 36, and this will bring up Jack Murphy, the first baseman. Now, Murphy was the starting pitcher when Rutgers Camden played Rutgers Newark on April 7th of this year, which was a DWB feature to kick off our Easter week. But it was really a nice game. I mean, 4-3 to final in 10 innings. Obviously, collegiate baseball playing 9, Tri-County plays 7 innings, but it makes a big difference, you know, when you're at first base versus when you're on the mound and what you're seeing out there, and what makes a big difference of, especially at the collegiate level, is there is a rocket deep to left. He's going to watch this one sail out of the yard. Jack Murphy with a solo homer to left, the first home run or the first hit from either side as Murphy clears the 378 sign in left and gives the Roughriders a 1-0 lead in, from the months of February to May, what would usually be his home park, and now he's got a homer for the visitors. No doubt about it. I mean, he wasn't being audacious. He was just watching it, though, and he took great pride in that, and sometimes you have to. But it's 1-0 Roughriders as that one misses outside to Sean Perkins, the shortstop, as getting a nice start here. I mean, we've seen certainly a lot of offense in the first 3 games that we've done for the Tri-County League. The second one being Haddonfield and CHBR, as there's a ground ball out to short, picked up. Hot shot across the diamond, and it is in time to retire the side. So a small blemish being the solo home run by Jack Murphy, but no further damage. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Roughriders after 1.5. We'll be right back. After 1.5 here in the bottom of the second, Roughriders lead the Camden CMD Ball Club 1-0, as that one is high and away to start the inning. John Rivera, the first baseman, leading off. A hefty hack. Swing and a miss. Rivera, the first baseman, a couple of good receptions so far. But really the highlight has been Jack Murphy having that solo home run in the top of the second in, like I said, what would usually be his home ballpark. But here's a pop-up foul. Back behind and onto the metal roof. And out towards the, I think it's Pearl Street, whatever street that is to our right. Rivera swings and misses. First strikeout for D. Costanzo. It's one of my favorite parts of broadcasting at the Rutgers Camden facilities. There's always action shots to to get, whether it's the water tower or the Ben Franklin Bridge or the train going by headed over into Jersey. It's really one of the most beautiful ballparks you'll ever see, and obviously it's a shame that the River Sharks are no longer there, but I'm glad that it's a lot more accessible for people like us that, you know, just want to have a good time and broadcast a game, and especially for teams like these guys in the Tri-County League who want to have a good place to play. One's outside. Yeah, Evan Carbone behind the plate for the Roughriders. I mean, this team is made up of a lot of Rutgers Camden guys. Like we said, Jack Murphy at first base, Evan Carbone behind the plate, and there's a bullet foul. That one was ripped off the bat. So for Alexi Cologne, taking it upstairs. Pokes one out towards right, and that's going to be a base hit for Cologne. Definitely one of those more unconventional hits. Got it off the end of the bat and poked it out in front. Usually those don't result in hits, but he was able to make it work, so ends up working out in the end. So after the single by Cologne, both ball clubs have a hit in this one so far, as now Edwin Garcia is going to swing and miss here. 1-1. A little high and a little inside. 1-1. Runner on first, one down here in the bottom of the second. You're watching coverage of the Tri-County Baseball League here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, as he's got a pickoff move at first successful. So scratch that runner on first. We've got two down now after the pickoff. See, that's the advantage that D. Costanzo has as a lefty. He's able to have that eagle eye of first base and really able to see him hanging off the bag there. As that one is going to deflect into center field, a base hit for Edwin Garcia. As Camden now has 2 hits on the record. That one just looked like it bounced off the glove of Panvini. Here's Heriberto Vega. Heriberto Vega the third for the record. Pokes one foul. Runner on first, 2 down for Camden. In the early innings of this one from the Camden Athletic Complex, 1-0 Roughriders after a solo home run by Jack Murphy. In the top of the first, that one just misses the outside corner. I believe 1-1. 1-1 or 2-1. Scoreboard's not on out in left center field, so our producer keeping track of balls and strikes. That one misses upstairs. But as we were saying, you're watching coverage of the Tri-County Baseball League on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting between the Roughriders and the Camden CMD Ball Club. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. There's a fly ball to straightaway center, and that will retire the side as Sabato gets under it to make the play. Camden remains scoreless through 2, but the Roughriders jump out to an early lead. We'll be right back after this. 1-0 Roughriders. From the Camden Athletic Complex, after 2, it is 1-0 Roughriders as Iverson Garcia out there. He has allowed 1 run to the Roughriders so far on a solo home run by Jack Murphy, but now it's 8, 9, and 1. Panvini, Carbona, and McKenna batting here for the Roughriders as that one misses upstairs, and it is perfectly lodged between the fence and the turf. I have never seen that before. That was funny. There's a swing and a miss. I mean, I thought it was gonna travel out into the stands, but I guess there's like a metal bar there that's stopping it, but it got wedged right in between the fence and the metal bar. That is funny. But Garcia's got strikeout number 4 as he sets down Panvini here with Evan Carbone coming up. Excuse me, Brandon Foley is on deck. He's going to be the DH as the 10th man. This broadcast is brought to you in part by DJK Roofing, South Jersey's #1 roofing supplier with over 200 5-star reviews on the web. Get a free quote today by calling 856-778-3900. As there's a strike on a breaking ball, 0-1 to Carbone. Freshman catcher at Rutgers Camden definitely is a strong arm, and he's been working at it at the plate, but you know, hitting in the 9 spot here, you know, really just trying to get some base runners stringing together, and you don't know if the game's going to be low scoring. You don't know if it's going to be high scoring. We've had all types of ball games here in the Tri-County League as of late, but there's a swing and a miss. Obviously, we had the 2-1 game versus the Gartons of Vineland and the CHP Club. And then we had 21-3 Haddonfield versus CHBR. So here we go. We'll try it again. Iverson Garcia. Pitch going to be fouled back, right back to us. Foley's going to pick that one up. He'll toss it back to Camden's catcher. Going to be 1-2 to Carbone. Again, Brandon Foley on deck. He'll be followed by West Deptford's Shea McKenna. His younger brother, Cole McKenna, going to be an incoming junior at West Deptford. West Deptford, really, something about their ballpark just is like the Coors Field of South Jersey. There's just so many home runs hit there, and the dimensions aren't abnormal or anything, but here's a routine ground ball, picked up and in time at first base. So Carbone is retired. And with 2 down, Brandon Foley coming up. First pitch popped up. Garcia's looking for it, and it will go out of play. 0-1. Fouled. Back towards the netting. Be an 0-2 count. Folks, don't forget to tune in to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting as we kick off our 2023 football season on August 26th versus the Cherry Hill East Cougars and the Triton Regional Mustangs. 6 p.m. start time. Tune in on DWB. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Foley down on strikes, and the inning is over. We've had a quick one so far already, going to the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 Rough Riders. inning from the home of the Scarlet Raptors, although they aren't the ones in town. It's the Roughriders and the Camden CMD Ball Club here in Tri-County Baseball League action as D. Costanzo faces off against Kelvin Bautista, as there's a strike on the outside corner to the lefty to start the bottom of the third. A hot and humid Friday evening from the Camden Athletic Complex, as here is a routine ground ball out to second. Throw to first is in time, one away. First pitch strike. To Jimmy Garcia. With Nuncy on deck for CMD. Ground ball, he pulled it down the third base line. Throw by McKenna is in time, 2 down. And this will bring up Nuncy here. Strike one. Upstairs, didn't go. After the appeal to first, and it'll be 1-1. Pete Costanzo delivers, and there's a swing and a miss, 1-2. Going by quite quickly, though, you've got a lot of quick pitching here from D. Costanzo. He's just ready to go. He's always ready to go and doesn't really waste a lot of time, as he continues to not waste time. With a swing and a miss, he's got another strikeout, his second of the evening. We go to the fourth, 1-0 Roughriders. We'll be right back. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Top of the fourth inning here from the Camden Athletic Complex, with us being back at the top of the order with Shea McKenna leading it off for the Roughriders. It is time for DWB Trivia Time here in the top of the fourth inning. Today's question is, hold on, there's a ground ball foul down the first base line. Today's question is, besides Barry Bonds, who is the highest ranking all-time home run leader who is not in the Hall of Fame? Is it A, Albert Pujols, B, Alex Rodriguez, C, Sammy Sosa, or D, Mark McGwire? The answer will be revealed in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1-1 count to McKenna. What I mostly remember about this Roughriders club, with actually my first exposure to Tri-County baseball, was there was this there's this YouTube channel, CS99. They had mic'd up a Roughriders player, and I believe this was last year, but they mic'd up a Roughriders player, and it was at a game at Alcyon, and it was hilarious because this is a YouTube channel that's got millions of subscribers. We're at like 992 or something like that, and I thought it was great. It didn't really mention the league by name or anything, but they do a whole bunch of like giveaways and everything like that. They have this thing which is such a funny moment where there's these kids at these baseball tournaments, and they're like, you know, would you trade this bat for a mystery bat? And it's like this $500, $600 baseball bat, and it's some of the funniest stuff. But there was this one kid that actually like called up his dad and was like, "Dad, am I allowed to trade my baseball bat?" And he's like, "It's your bat. Do what you want with it." And he ended up getting like a threefold upgrade over what he already had. So if I ever worked with them, though, I would definitely get a mic'd up player on our broadcast. I don't know the logistics of it. I don't know how it would work. I don't know if my laptop would be able to do it without catching on fire, but I'd love to do it. McKenna stays alive. He's going to foul this one back towards the first base line and onto the metal roof down there. So Iverson Garcia, he continues to roll. He's got 5 strikeouts in this one so far. And again, the only hit he's allowed has been that home run to Jack Murphy. And this is the second base runner he'll have allowed as A. Ishmael coming up here. So here's Zay Ishmael. He grounded out to third his first time. As we're starting to go around the second go in the order. There's pitch, misses, ball 1.
Yeah, he's always been streaking.
Ishmael of McDaniel College is batting .500, 5 for 10, 5 walks though, which actually gives him a quite impressive .706 on base percentage and a .1206 OPS. That one misses. And then on deck, of course, being Eric Sabato of Monmouth. Misses outside, and it's going to be back-to-back walks as McKenna and Ishmael reach base here, bringing up Eric Sabato. Again, the Monmouth product here, the center fielder for the Roughriders at least. He is batting .326, 14 for 43, 7 doubles, 9 RBIs, 6 walks, and 5 stolen bases. Could increase that RBI total so far if he's able to capitalize on an opportunity and get home a run here, as that one is a strike. I gotta stop focusing on the trains. But they're a part of the ball game that you just can't ignore. You know, it's such a loud rickety train going through. You just can't ignore it, really. But with Graber on deck, 2 on, nobody out, as Iverson Garcia in a bit of trouble here for the Camden Ball Club. There's a line shot. That one's out to short, but it's booted off the glove. He gets one, throw to first. Garcia can't get there in time. And a bit of a tangle up at second base between Ishmael and the shortstop Maldonado, as there will be one down and runners on the corners now, with McKenna on third and then Eric Sabato on first. So here's Aaron Graber. He struck out to start off the second inning his first time. And then, of course, Ian Murphy, the left fielder, he's on deck. He'll be followed by Jack Murphy, the first baseman. Roughriders up 1-0 here in the top of the fourth. 90 feet away from getting that second run home, though, but also a double play away from throwing it all away. Sorry. Yanked the cord a little bit there. That one's upstairs. No, my hand moved and it yanked the cord a little bit, and What are you going to do? On the outside corner, called for a strike. 2-1. Graber fouls it back. Just got under it. Graber, the product of RCGC. He's batting .400 in this season. 6 for 15, 1 homer, 3 walks, and a 1.1 OPS. Runner goes. Here's a fly ball out to left on the hit and run. It will be caught. Tagging from third is McKenna. The throw to the plate is going to be cut off, and it's 2-0 Roughriders. So a sac fly to left off the bat of Graber. Sabato had to hold it first because of the hit and run, but it ends up being successful regardless, and it's 2-0 Haddonfield Roughriders. So 2 outs, and Ian Murphy fouls the first pitch back, 0-1. Jack Murphy, who had a solo home run in the top of the second inning, is on deck. That was a nice piece of hitting there by Graber. He was just able to get it off the bat, put it in play. Obviously, if the ball drops, then not only do you have a run scored, but you also have Sabato either on second or third, depending on how fast his wheels are. But he's just really able to exacerbate the opportunity. Speaking of, Sabato's going to get an uncontested stolen base after the ball popped out of the glove of Camden's catcher. So that'll put a runner on second as the Roughriders look to capitalize on another scoring opportunity with 2 outs now. Anything could still happen, though. Middle of the order coming up, and Iverson Garcia has been good. He's been very strong tonight, has dominated in the strikeout category. He's had an even 5 strikeouts, but the problem is that Camden doesn't have any runs on the board, and Roughriders have 2. Here's a pitch. That one misses. Down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ian Murphy, the left fielder. Excuse me, the count was, nope, wait, hold on. Oh, it was ball 4, okay. That was, I mean, he stopped and started about 3 times before he got down to first. I was so confused about what was going on, whether he knew or not that he had walked. We had the wrong count, so. Here's Jack Murphy, 6th batter of the inning. A run has scored for the Roughriders, and we'll see if they can get another. Runners on first and second with 2 down here in the top of the 4th from the Camden Athletic Complex. Again, Murphy had the solo home run in the second, which started the scorebook, but that one's going to be a swing and a miss, 0-2. Sabato on second after the fielder's choice and the stolen base, which was uncontested, and then Ian Murphy walked. And then Aaron Graber, before all of that, drove in the second run of the ball game on a sac fly. Oh, they threw back to second. Didn't get anybody. I just heard a yelling, back, 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 and like, you know, I looked up, trying to, you know, operate the camera and everything like that, and just didn't see it. But everybody was safe, so it's a moot point. Garcia delivers, and a swing and a miss. He's gotten even half dozen strikeouts, and Murphy is the latest victim. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Garcia's rolling, but Camden needs to pick up the pace on the offensive side of the ball. It's 2-0 Roughriders going to the bottom of the 4th. Here in the bottom of the fourth, it's time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, besides Barry Bonds, who is the all-time leading home run leader that is not in the Hall of Fame? Is it A, Albert Pujols, B, Alex Rodriguez, C, Sammy Sosa, or D, Mark McGwire? The first pitch, swing and a miss. Vincent, what's your guess? You're going with A, Albert Pujols? Well, you would be correct. The correct answer is A, Albert Pujols. I think that one's a bit of an easier question if you know who played when, but that's a foul ball. Back onto Penn Street, and it's going to be 0-2. But Pujols retired, I think, with 701 or 702 home runs, something like that, in a Cardinals uniform. As there's a line drive past D. Costanzo and into center field for a base hit. Rounding first and putting on the brakes there as a single for Camden, their third hit of the day from their leadoff man Correa, and now Will Maldonado is going to bat here. No outs and a runner on first. I did say before we went to break, Camden needed to pick up the offense. Well, this is the perfect opportunity to do so. First pitch. Outside, 1-0. Yeah, Pujols retired with 705, I think, something like that. Although I will look it up for accuracy's sake. That one misses. So Albert Pujols retired with 703 home runs after the 2022 season, which was his kind of swan song with the Cardinals. But the only thing that I was just dissatisfied about with the Albert Pujols saga was that as he was chasing 700 home runs, the 700th home run that was hit was on a Friday night baseball feature game on Apple TV. So the guy who had been calling St. Louis Cardinals games for the past 20 years, now he did get, it didn't really matter because he got fired by the end of the season for a DUI, but you know, you've got a guy who's been calling the St. Louis Cardinals games for 20 years, ever since Joe Buck was doing it, and his father, Jack Buck. So the guy who usually calls the Cardinals games didn't even get a chance to call the best player in that franchise's history's most consequential and most statistically important home run with Wayne Randazzo. Now, I've worked with Wayne before in the ML Bot Ball days back in 2020 when we did virtual live streams of MLB The Show during the lockdowns. And I've worked with Wayne Randazzo before, and I'm glad that he's got a shot with the Angels now. Here's a fly ball out to straightaway center. That one's going to drop in front of Sabato, and holding at third is going to be Correa to load the bases. As John Garcia with a huge chance here to swing the game in the complete opposite direction. We'll see what he can do here. So a single, a walk, and another single by Horsham have really started to turn the turntables. But we'll see what Garcia can do here, as that's a first pitch fouled back. Still no outs, and again, base is jacked. No more room at the end, as I like to say. But yeah, you would have thought that game would have been reserved for, you know, a national audience, but you know, it happened in Dodger Stadium, that 700th home run by Pujols, as there's a strike, 2-2. But it was on Apple TV. I don't have Apple TV. I couldn't watch that historic moment in baseball history because I didn't have a subscription. But the streaming age is ruling. As here's a fly ball to right by Garcia. Going over to make the catch is going to be Graber. Coming home is Correa. The throw was flipped home on the cutoff, but it's not in time. And Camden has a run. It's 2-1. So Correa scores on the sac fly out to right. And now Alexi Colon's going to bat here. The fifth man of the inning with only one out. So a good start here in the bottom of the fourth, though, for Camden. I mean, they got 3 base runners on like it was nothing. Again, single, walk, single, and then that sac fly out to Graber allowed Correa to score. So the current lineup is Maldonado on third, and then again Horsham on first base. With Colon, who singled in the second inning but was picked off. That one misses high and in. But yeah, the other guys on those lists, only 2 of those 3 have 600 home runs. I basically, when I was making that trivia question, I went down in the line of the all-time home run leaders that aren't in the Hall of Fame, and a lot of them are, but there is a good reason why, depending on who you ask. You've got Alex Rodriguez, 696 home runs, but embattled by the steroid scandal, where he was suspended 80 games, it might have been 100 games for juicing in 2014, I want to say. I mean, just a couple of years before he retired. Also a member of the 3,000 hit club, as Colon pops this one a mile high in the air. Look out, International Space Station. That one's going to be caught out at second base by Panvini, and there's 2 down. So big spot here for Camden if Edwin Garcia can drive home that second run to tie the game. So here's Garcia. First pitch from DiCostanzo is a line drive past DiCostanzo into center field, and the game is tied. Maldonado will score from third on the RBI single by Edwin Garcia, and it's 2-2. The sac fly and then the single really got the ball rolling there, took care of action quickly, and it is now a 2-2 ball game. This is going to bring up Humberto Vega the third. Third hit this inning for Camden, as now Horsham moves to second base and Garcia again on first. So runners on first and second with 2 down. As with the game being tied, DiCostanzo is going to have to work through it. I mean, that ball almost grazed his glove, but just missed and was able to go out in the center field out towards Sabato. High and away to Vega. 1-0. And again, the other 2 on that list being Sammy Sosa, who had over 500 home runs. I think he had 600 at some point, but again, Sosa, McGuire, you know, the Mitchell report, the steroid era. It's the Hall of Fame debate over the steroid era players, I think, is really a weird debate that people have. There's a strike. Because think about it this way. None of the players that juiced in the late 90s and early 2000s were ever punished for it at the time by Major League Baseball. Not Bonds, not Sosa, not McGuire, not even Brady Anderson, who had a random 50 home run season in 1996. That one misses inside. So, we've got another thing going on. They've got the motorbikes out here in Camden in full force. We see that a lot of times here. We'll continue that debate as we go to the 5th, though, as DiCostanzo allows the game to be tied, but retires to side with Vega being his 4th strikeout of the night. We go to the top of the 5th, 2-2 ball game. Top of the fifth inning, Iverson Garcia still out there after 4 innings of work, but with a completely different ball game in his court. He's got a 2-2 tie ball game after Camden really turned on the Jets and scored both of their runs on a sacrifice fly by John Rivera and an RBI single by Edwin Garcia as the first pitch is a strike. To Sean Perkins, the shortstop, as we get things rolling here in the top of the fifth inning. This broadcast is brought to you by Paroli's Printing and Bantle's Banners, Signs, and Apparel, a true one-stop shop for all your print promotional needs with a 5-star Google rating. If you need graduation, lawn signs, and banners, A-frames, business cards, or envelopes done right, this is the place for you. That one misses. And again, if you would like your business featured in our Dan Wilkins broadcasting coverage, send me an email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com or send me a text at 856-912-1302 for more information on a partnership. That one's fouled back by Perkins. He grounded out to short his first time to end the second inning. Perkins of Lockhaven batting .250, 3 for 12. 1 double, 1 triple, 2 stolen bases, and an .808 OPS, but he might have just had his first home run. There's a fly ball to left center, and it is caught. Couldn't tell from the angle of where we were. Our left fielder was cut off a little bit, but that'll be the first down. Here's Vincent Panvini of Bishop Eustace. That one misses. Panvini batting .200, 6 for 30, 3 walks, and a .573 OPS. Here's pitch. He did go. Vega called it, the umpire confirmed it. And time is called here as Garcia's going to tie his shoe. Strike 3. Garcia with 7 strikeouts in this one and could be slotted for the win if Camden takes the lead in the bottom half of the 5th or 6th, but still anything possible here. Rutgers Camden here at the Camden Athletic Complex, home of the Scarlet Raptors, but 2-2 ball game between the Roughriders and the Camden CMD Ball Club as a hefty swing by Evan Carbone, who grounded out to the second baseman his first time. Starts the at-bat off 0-1. 0-1. Fouled it back towards our booth. That's 0-2. If the inning were to continue, Brandon Foley would be up next. He struck out to end the third his first time. From Iverson to Evan Carbone. And that's a swing and a miss. He'll run it down to first, but not going to stand much of a chance as Garcia takes it in. And the inning is over. After 4.5, Iverson Garcia, 8 strikeouts. He has been wheeling and dealing. The question is, can Camden seal the deal? We go to the bottom of the 5th, 2-2 ball game. Roberto Vega just having a quick conversation with the umpires here as we go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 ball game between the Roughriders and the Camden CMD team. And that one, whoa, look out now. That one is going to be up and in. Up and in being very much an understatement. But Bautista will get right back to it and deliver to 1-0, which misses high and away. And Carbone's just kind of giving a signal to DiCostanzo to, kind of cool it a little bit. I mean, DiCostanzo works fast. DiCostanzo has always worked fast. He's always been in the zone and has always worked from a really, really quick delivery. But, I mean, obviously with a 3-0 count, doesn't really help the case. Jimmy Garcia and then Nuncy up next for Camden. Misses high, and it's going to be a 4-pitch walk. And I think, again, the message that Carbone is trying to deliver to DiCostanzo is patience. Because the last thing you want to do, you already gave up 2 runs in the bottom half of the 4th. The last thing you want to do is exacerbate that problem even worse and give up more runs that, you don't have the business of allowing when it, really shouldn't be. So, strike 1, though, he'll get back at it versus Garcia. He grounded out to third sharply his first time. That one misses away, 1-1. That's a bullet deep to left, going back, and it is gonna be foul. Again, hard to tell from that angle out there in left, so apologies if we miss any of that at all, but kind of doing the best we can with the resources that we are given. Nobody out, runner on first for Camden as they look to swing the game the other way. 270 feet from getting the go-ahead home. This put popped up, and that'll go foul. And that will don't hit some sort of dumpster. I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise that the parking lot that we usually use when we do Rutgers Camden games was closed because Jack Murphy's home run in the second was basically right there. By the way, 2-2 count. It basically was going to land right there, so I'd rather have a extra long walk than a shattered windshield, I'll tell you that much. That's going to make the count full here versus Garcia. Nuncy on deck for Camden. DiCostanzo in a bit of a jam. He was in a jam before, and we'll see if he can live up to the expectations. There's a fly ball out to right. DiCostanzo fell off the mound while delivering that pitch, and it'll be taken in pretty routinely by Graber. 1 down. Phillies return from the All-Star break tonight. Obviously, I missed a lot of the All-Star break sort of festivities because of our own broadcast stuff, but that home run derby, watching a replay of that was pretty nice, and the All-Star game was pretty good as well in Seattle, as here comes the throw down to second and a stolen base. Moves Bautista up. It's going to put the go-ahead run in scoring position here with 1 down. And if the bottom of the order is having this kind of production, that is definitely a good sign, because the top of the order can kind of piggyback off of the bottom of the order and, kind of have a chain reaction to where everybody would be producing offensively. And a lot of the times you just need your teammates' inspiration if you're in a cold streak or if you're in a slump. Really just being able to get yourself in a rhythm and being able to make it work, especially at the dish. There's a swing and a miss. There's a strike. By the way, this is game 1 of a doubleheader. We will just be here for the first game, and we'll pack it down and check out the Tri-County Twitter at Tri-County Online for updates on game 2 as there's a swing and a miss. Here's the pitch. That one's going to miss. I believe that's going to make the count full. Count is full. Correa on deck. He would be getting us back to the top of the order with 2 runners on if Nuncy reaches here. If not, you've still got a runner on second and 2 outs. And in fact, the latter will be true as Nuncy down on strikes. Another strikeout for DiCostanzo as that's going to bring up Jack Correa. DiCostanzo on the record so far, 4 strikeouts, 2 runs allowed. Camden as a collective has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, 2 runs, no errors on either side, and then the Roughriders, they have 2 runs on just 1 hit, 2 runs on 1 hit, because the run that they scored in the 4th inning was pretty non-conventional. A walk, another walk, a fielder's choice, and then a sac fly is what brought them home, so no hits required. That's why you see sometimes some no-hitters have been thrown with a run scored, like Urban Santana as a member of the Angels when he no-hit the Twins back in 2011. Yeah, it was 2011. It was a 3-1 final score because the Angels scored in the 1st inning. Had a couple of walks and a sac fly. And remember, no-hitters can be really ambiguous with what counts as a no-hitter. You know, a perfect game is very cutthroat, very black and white, where you have to get 27 outs in a row, no walks, no hit by pitches, no errors, no base runners, period, in order for it to count as a perfect game. As there's a swing and a miss. Side retired, DiCostanzo with 5 strikeouts, and the inning is over. We go to the 6th inning, moving along quickly here in Camden, 2-2 ball game. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Brandon Foley leading it off in the top of the 6th for the Roughriders. This broadcast is brought to you in part by the Garden State Pet Center, an independently owned full-service pet store in Audubon with a specialty in promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available. Visit them 7 days a week at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon. There's a pop-up out to first. You can also visit their website at exoticpetsnj.com. As Garcia reels that one in, and Foley is retired for the first out. I mean, really, Garcia's been the star of the show, the unsung hero here for Camden. I mean, I think with a team that was 5-10 going into this game, having them in this spot with a 2-2 game, really competitive night. As here's a fly ball left center field, hit well, and that's going to drop. McKenna's going to round first. He's going to halt there, and it'll be a 1-out single for Shea McKenna. His second time reaching on base tonight with a strikeout and a walk otherwise, as here is Zay Ishmael. Ishmael grounded out and walked, but was retired via a fielder's choice in that next at-bat. So technically 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch foul. Again, Garcia having to tie his shoe. I wanted to see if he went with the, I was zooming in on the shoe because I wanted to see if he went with the bunny ear method or the more traditional way of tying your shoe. I've always gone with the bunny ears, but usually I get shoes big enough that I can just slide in and out of them and I don't have to worry about tying them unless the ties themselves come undone. But there's a foul ball by Ishmael. I mean, these shoes are falling apart. They're Reeboks. I've had them for about a year, but they're my broadcasting shoes because I don't care if they get dirty. I don't care if they get wet. I don't care if they, get flooded with sand or whatever. It's just, they don't have to be clean. Because when you're watching a broadcast, the most you're going to see is my upper half. You're not going to see my shoes. So why does it? Although it is funny, I wear a size 12 normally, but when I go bowling, I wear an 11.5. And bowling is kind of like my second hobby outside of baseball and broadcasting and music, all that. For those that are curious, my PR is a 179. With house balls and house patterns, obviously. Westbrook Lanes down in Brooklyn. Of course, not far from Joe Barth Field at where Gloucester Catholic plays. Hopefully we'll be covering a Gloucester Catholic baseball game next spring. We were supposed to cover Ranny and Gloucester Catholic for the non-public South Jersey final, but Ishmael's down on strikes, not seeing that he agrees with that one much. He was shaking his head a little bit, but here is Sabato. Garcia now. We got to count up the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts. One misses. 1-0 to Sabato, who grounded out and reached via fielder's choice, and also had a stolen base. Aaron Graber on deck for the Roughriders. That one got away. I couldn't tell if that had gotten a piece of. I couldn't tell if that got a piece of Sabato or whether it just missed him, but it hit the glove, and it's going to move McKenna down to second base. I thought it got him right in the dome, but it just missed him. And I think it hit off of the leather glove and then bounced back. So that's where we stand. Runner on second, one down, and the pitch. This is outside. And that'll be scored as a passed ball because the ball didn't hit the ground before hitting the glove. So that's one of those discrepancies in the scorebook, whether you score a ball as a wild pitch or a passed ball if the runner's advanced. The rule generally is that a wild pitch is if a ball either misses the catcher's glove entirely or if it bounces in the dirt and skips away from the catcher. A passed ball is if it's the catcher's fault, he drops the ball and the ball gets away. But it's like errors. It could go either way, and like I'm usually very strict on errors. And I have, some subjectivity to it, but it's really all scorer's preference when it comes to who controls the errors and what gets scored and what doesn't, what gets scored as a single, all that. But that's a walk to Sabato. As now Aaron Graber is going to come up, and he's played a key role in this game already with the sacrifice fly back in the fourth, and now 2 innings later, he's got 2 men on who are looking to give the Roughriders the lead here in the 6th. That one misses high. Oh, look at this. Runner's going. Throw down to third is not in time. We're going to see what's going on here.
late.
I mean, McKenna just broke from second base and got all the way to third. So McKenna's going to steal third base before the ball was even thrown. How about that? So now the go-ahead run moves 90 feet closer now at third base with McKenna on third, Sabato on first. There's a pitch. One misses high. I couldn't tell exactly from the angle. I don't know if you saw it or if the netting was in the way, but I mean, he completely fooled everybody. He just started moving in a full sprint down the third. But he got in there, so. But if McKenna ends up scoring, that could be a very big turning point in this game if the Roughriders can hang on. That's a strike. Ian Murphy, the left fielder, on deck for the Roughriders. By the way, folks, don't forget our next broadcast will be Wednesday, July 19th. Our next broadcast in general, besides Tri-County broadcasts, will be tomorrow, actually, 2 p.m. at Belmar Rec, as the American Legion District 15 semifinals and championships are going to be going on. So after the walk to Graber, we're going to see a mound visit here with Vega and Iverson Garcia. So we'll see if they make a change here. I don't know. I mean, I don't see anybody warming up in the Camden bullpen. I don't know if they have anybody to warm up in that bullpen. Maybe a couple of arms, that might be it. But with Graber being walked, that loads the bases. So that stolen base at third may not have mattered much after all. But they'll break from their quick huddle, and we'll see what they go with now as Garcia will face Ian Murphy, the left fielder now, who is 0 for 1. He struck out and walked so far in this one. McKenna on third, Sabato on second, and now Aaron Graber on first as Ian Murphy looks to drive home the go-ahead run, as that one is a long foul ball onto Penn Street. 0-1. To Ian Murphy. Misses down and away. 1-1. Misses in. Popped up foul. It's going to make it 2-2. Got a fastball there. He's just a little bit behind on it. 2-2 to Ian Murphy. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Garcia kicks and delivers. That one misses, and it's going to be full. Well, the last thing you want is walk in a run. I mean, there's been back-to-back walks, and Garcia's mostly held it in there for all 3 at-bats, but I just don't know if you walk in a run, how long you can justify keeping him in the game. Strike 3 on the outside corner. 9 strikeouts for Iverson Garcia, and a huge punch out as he gets himself, again, strikeout number 9 as the Roughriders leave the bases loaded. What an inning. Roughriders fail to score. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-2 ball game. Well, John DiCostanzo is done after 5 innings of work. It is now going to be number 11, Mason Dobbs of Haddon Heights, pitching here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a crucial point in this ball game, as he's going to be facing Maldonado to lead off the bottom of the 6th. So Dobbs relieves another Haddon Heights Garnet in John DiCostanzo, and what's going to be a Garnet duo in this one. Of course, Haddon Heights made it to the South Jersey Group 2 sectional final, but lost to the underdogs of the year in Senecas. There's a base hit in the center field. That was a bullet off the bat there by Maldonado. Really just drove it back up the middle. Basically put it back where you found it. And now this is going to set up a very interesting situation after Dobbs allows the leadoff single. So now here is Horsham, who's 1 for 2. Line drive and a single. There's a fly ball out to right, straight away, and Graber is there, 1 down. And here's John Rivera. Wow, look at that. That was the longest wheelie I've ever seen. There's a line drive, right field. Rivera's going to get that one down, and that's going to be a base hit. The ball is booted in right by Graber. Going to third is going to be Maldonado. He'll slide in, and a base hit by Rivera as he halts at first. Is going to put runners on the corners with 1 out. Graber had a bit of a hard time sticking onto the baseball there, but the RCSJ Gloucester commit, Mason Dobbs, committed to one of the best junior colleges in the country. They just won the College World Series, the Junior College World Series a couple of months ago. But now Camden is going to put the Roughriders in trouble. There's a fly ball out to right, hit well. Graber going back. He's going to make the catch at the warning track. Going to the plate. The throw is cut off, and Camden takes the lead. A sac fly to right off the bat of, Cologne. Sorry, I don't know why that name was such a tongue twister, but it scores Maldonado, and it makes it 3-2 Camden. That was exciting. I mean, really a good relay and a good rally. Camden bouncing back after the first couple of innings, and this one were really inactive in terms of offensive production, as there's a fly ball to right off the bat of Edwin Garcia. It'll be caught by Graber, and the side is retired. But maybe a little too late. We'll see how it turns out. The Roughriders went into this inning in a tie game. They now leave it behind. Going to the bottom of the 6th, or top of the 7th now. 3-2 Camden. We'll see what we got. We'll go to break. Beautiful shot of the Ben Franklin Bridge, as this has been a wonderful game here between Camden and the Roughriders, as the first pitch is going to be a strike as Iverson Garcia has been absolutely wheeling and dealing. He's got 9 strikeouts and is looking to complete the game, and Camden had that go-ahead sac fly from Alexi Colon in the bottom of the 6th inning, which could put them ahead. As there's a pop-up out towards first. John Garcia going back out towards the foul line, and it's going to drop between all 3 of them, and it'll be a foul ball. Couldn't really see from that angle, but Garcia, the second baseman, and the right fielder all converged for the same real estate, and all came up empty. So thought that was very easily going to be the first out, but I think Garcia was maybe overstepping a little bit. But here's Jack Murphy, who had the home run in the 2nd, but he is retired for the first out. By the way, that should not go unnoticed. That was the 10th strikeout for Iverson Garcia tonight. He has been lights out. I mean, seriously. He's just been absolutely incredible out there. He would definitely be our Doug Does Anything player of the game, as the first pitch is going to be a strike to Sean Perkins. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a line out. Speaking of, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Doug Does Anything, your local handyman. With any job, no matter how big or small, give Doug Does Anything a call, 856-412-0118, as very quickly, there is 2 outs. Garcia might have been close to being off the bank, but the first base umpire upheld the call. Here's Panvini. He has struck out both times here in the first game of the Twin Bill between Camden and the Roughriders, as there's a strike. The sun hasn't even set yet. It's 7:55. This game has absolutely flown by. As the 0-1 misses outside, and we'll go to the backstop 1-1. Stay tuned for the DWB postgame show presented by Doug Does Anything. And for the record, we are only here for the first game, so after this we will pack up and head home, but hopefully in the near future, as the playoffs swing on by, we'll give you more coverage of the Tri-County Baseball League. As there's a ground ball, this could do it. Ground ball to third, picked up, throw across is going to be late, as Garcia got pulled off the bag, and the Roughriders stay alive for Evan Carbone. That'll be an E5 on Maldonado, as the orange and black stay alive long enough for an opportunity for Evan Carbone to rep a ball into the gap and maybe tie this game back up here in the 7th, but they are down to their last out. Throw back to first. Sorry, I whipped the camera a little bit too much. Looking to throw behind there. That one will miss on the pitch out. Now he's going. Here comes the throw down to second. That one's going to be wide, and Panvini steals second. And that's big, because if he's out, the game is over. But if he's safe, that makes him 180 feet away from tying the game. So we'll see what they can do. I mean, it seemed like some of the fans were frustrated with a lack of urgency, but now Camden will have to reevaluate and put a different strategy on the books.
We'll score a hit. Right, removing contact.
As Iverson facing Evan Carbone. Sorry, trying to fix the focus here. Go. Oh my God. Iverson Garcia,
It seems like
10 strikeouts on the night.
it's nice.
And a ground ball out to short. It's going to shoot through the left side. It's going to go. Here comes the throw to the plate. It'll be not in time. And the Roughriders have tied the game down to their last strike. Holy cow, RBI single by Evan Carbone. And after looking like they were dead in the water for their first two batters, they have rallied back to tie the game at 3-3. And that is incredible production from the bottom of their order, as now Foley will bat to round it out in what is now a 3-3 game. Iverson still out there. And there's a fly ball by Foley. This is out towards deep center, but it will be taken in to retire the side. We're in walk-off territory, folks. We'll see what happens. We go to the bottom of the seventh, 3-3, as the Roughriders make a valiant effort and make a huge effort to come back and tie the game. We'll be right back. Mason Dobbs in a huge spot. He gave up the go-ahead run in the bottom of the sixth on a sacrifice fly by Camden. But now everything is back to square one here in the bottom of the seventh inning with a tie ball game, 3-3, as this crowd went ballistic after an RBI single by Evan Carbone put the wheels into motion and now have made this game one that you don't want to miss. Here we go. Dobbs starting the bottom of the seventh with a fastball way upstairs, 1-0. Five men came to the plate for the Roughriders in the top half of the seventh. Evan Carbone got that go-ahead, the tying run home, as there's a swing and a miss. Huge hack there from Julierto Vega, third. He's 0 for 2, a fly out and a strikeout in this one. The 1-1 is a strike. What a breaking ball. That was majestic to watch. It's 1-2. High and in. Made him bend down a little bit to avoid that one. Crowd of 50 plus here at the Camden Athletic Complex, as we've got a tie game in the bottom of the seventh, as Haddon Heights Mason Dobbs, to commit to RCSJ Gloucester, gets the strikeout as Vega down on strikes, 1 down. This will bring up Bautista. Upstairs, 1-0. From Dobbs. Just missed off the corner. 2-0. Swing and a miss. Wow, almost swung out of his shoes. It's 2-1. Another hefty swing, 2-2. Breaking ball, just a little high. 3-2. Close call there. Dobbs will have to refocus here. We'll see what he can cook together. Dobbs stares down Carbone. The 3-2 swing and a miss. Huge strikeout there. Back-to-back Ks for Dobbs. And there's 2 down as now Jimmy Garcia going to bat here for Camden CMD. No on, 2 outs after back-to-back Ks from Dobbs, but he's given it 110%, if not more, as it's 1-0. Fly ball foul. Out towards Penn Street. Remember, if we do go to extra innings, they will apply the MLB rule of the ghost runner on second base, which would be the last recorded out. So that would mean probably Foley would be the runner to start the 8th. But that's where things can get wild. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, misses upstairs. Right at his eyes. 2-2. Dobbs stares down Carbone once more. In versus the righty. The pitch, swing and a miss. Dobbs strikes out the side and forces the 8th inning after the Roughriders tied the game down to their last out. Dobbs gets the door shut and helps the Camden team. They're going to have to pitch one more inning. We'll see what they can do. Remember, Ghost Runner will be applied, and we'll see how it all plays out. We'll go to a quick break. Go into the 8th. Extra innings, 3-3 game. Top of the 8th inning, extra innings, as the first pitch is popped up behind us and onto the running track back there. It's 0-1. So I was told by Bill Kohut that there should be a runner on second base for extra innings, but there is none out there. There is nobody home. So I don't know if they don't know the rules or if they haven't had a game that is applied to yet, or maybe they're not doing it because it's a doubleheader. I don't know, but from what Bill told me, that there should be a runner on second base. So right now there's nobody there. So I don't know if that's an oversight or if that was intentional, but very interesting indeed. It might not matter though, as here's McKenna, right center field. It is, oh wow, what a play. Oh, are you kidding me? They're gonna have to check on Camden center fielder Bautista because he got hit hard with a converging of the center and right fielder. What a catch though, out in right center. I think either his shoe or his shin hit him in the head, so that is it hurts, but it still counts. So what a catch out there in center field, excuse me, by Bautista. Wow. Take the glove and dip it in gold, as I say. That's a web gem. Here is Zay Ishmael, batting here with 1 out in the top of the 8th. That one misses. Ishmael and then Sabato. Zay Ishmael 0 for 2. He's got a ground out and a strikeout, and also walked during the middle innings. As another train will go the other way. That one drilled right off of Iverson's foot. It'll go out to third, and it'll be an infield single on a weird rebound, but it still counts the same. So Zay Ishmael gets the base running started here in the extras. That one's got to hurt a little bit. Just drilled right off of his left foot and then bounced out to the third baseman. But here is Sabato. Sabato has reached base twice on a fielder's choice and a walk. He grounded out in his first time in the first inning. He's going to try to bunt. He pulls back. Throw to second is going to be in plenty of time, but he got around it. No, they got him. I thought he had the swim move. I thought he got around the tag. That was very close. But the base running opportunity that the Roughriders had has just been taken away, like taking candy from a baby. Now 2 outs, and Sabato will have to start from scratch because he's got nobody on. There's a strike. Should be either 0-2 or 1-1 as the sun starts to set behind the landscape of the Ben Franklin Bridge. There's a fly ball hit deep to right. Going over and making the catch to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Haddonfield, or rather the Roughriders, almost had a run home, but just couldn't get it all together. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still tied here in extras, 3-3. Still in the extras here from Rutgers Camden, Heriberto Vega batting here to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Although he's going over to talk to the Roughriders dugout a little bit. I don't know what's up with that, but so I did confirm with the league organizer, Bill Kohut, that there should have been a runner on second base in the top of the 8th inning. So that was not intentional. That was an oversight. So he's going to text or get in contact with the manager of the Roughriders, as that one's a pop-up out towards first, and he made the catch. Jack Murphy, making a nice over-the-shoulder basket catch, 1 down. Quick start there, bringing up Jack Correa. Correa takes. He is 1 for 3 with a single, a flyout, and a strikeout, not in that order. 1-0 from Dobbs. One's upstairs. Yeah, if this game is going to drag on into extra innings, I think that that second game is going to end quite late. But basically, the objective is that player of the game is going to be whoever can get the walk-off. I mean, Iverson Garcia has been incredible, 10 strikeouts, and he stayed through it for 8 innings, but I don't know if Camden has any other pitchers that they can rely on. There's a pitch from Dobbs. There's a strike. So again, here in the bottom of the 8th, 3-3 tie game with 1 out, nobody on. Top of the order up for Camden. And pitch, line drive in the left. That's a base hit by Correa. Out towards Ishmael, and that's going to be what jump starts the bottom of the 8th. So we will see what Maldonado can get together, because he jump started the rally in the bottom of the 6th. Got the single, moved over to third, and ended up being the go-ahead run on the sac fly by Alexi Colon. Ground ball out to short, or rather out to second. A high chopper. They get one, and Maldonado is out at first. They turn 2 and a very slow 4-6-3 double play. We go to the 9th. 3-3 ball game. Still moving on in extras. Top of the 9th inning, and the sunset falling just below the horizon of the beautiful Ben Franklin Bridge here in Camden on the other side of Philadelphia, as we've got more extra innings baseball, and the message got through to Bill Kohut, and the message got through to the managers that there should be a runner on second base. So Eric Sabato will go to second base, and Aaron Graber will lead off the top of the 9th. And like I said, this is where things will get a little crazy. This one's going to go to the backstop, and moving to third will be Sabato. So that's going to put the go-ahead run 90 feet away, as Iverson Garcia still out there. I am convinced that Camden doesn't have any other pitchers that they can fall back on that are at least on short enough rest that it would be unwise to start them otherwise. But the infield is in, and the 1-0 count. Graber swings and misses. I think really, if you're Aaron Graber, what you got to do is you just got to hit the ball in play, and you got to get it in the air. Because if you hit it on the ground, Sabato's probably going to try to break for home, could get in a rundown. Graber's just got to hit it in the air. Doesn't matter if it's deep enough, because the arms might not be strong enough to reach home plate, but like that. But That is probably going to hook foul, and it will go out of play. One ball, two strikes to Graber. Swing and a miss. That's a huge strikeout. 11 for Iverson, and that's going to bring up now Ian Murphy. So Ian Murphy again will be followed by Jack Murphy. Here's the first pitch. That one misses outside. No. Sabato on third, one out with the automatic base runner. Ground ball out to second. A high chopper. The throw to the plate is not in time. Sabato will score. He collided into the catcher's helmet with it, and that makes it 4-3 Roughriders after the infield single off the bat of Ian Murphy. And now Jack Murphy is going to try to extend the lead with Ian Murphy on first. I don't know if they're related. I do not know. I don't have any information on that. But if they are, that would be quite a quite a nifty combo in the order 5 and 6. Back to back, but Jack Murphy trying to work with it here with a runner on first, but the Roughriders now with the lead in hand, as that one is a strike. Throw back to first. That was close, but they didn't get him. Here's the pitch. This is inside and a little upstairs. A little bit of both. 2-0. And again, Sean Perkins, who's 0 for 3 on the day, is on deck as there's a foul ball back to the net. So just a public service announcement for anybody watching on our YouTube page. We will have a quick post-game show, but no interview, as these guys are going to try to jumpstart the second game of this doubleheader as quickly as they can. As there's a line drive caught, this could be a double play, and it will. The Murphy duo is taken out at once, and the side is retired. But Roughriders take a 4-3 lead. Now it's Camden's job to fight back and take the lead back. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 4-3 Roughriders. Can't get a much better picture than that in the industry, as Ben Franklin Bridge, sunset just below it. I know I've mentioned it about 20 times tonight, but what else are you going to do? You know, it's one of the best views in baseball. But here in the bottom of the ninth, Camden trails by 1, but they have the same situation that the Roughriders had in the top half as per extra inning rules. But first pitch here with Maldonado on second and Horsham at the dish. Horsham 1 for 3 with a single, a fly out, and a line out. Again, with Maldonado on second base, I mean, this has really been a topsy-turvy game ever since the 6th inning when Camden took the lead. Roughriders got the tie, as now here comes the throw to first on the high chopper, and it's in time, 1 away. And the best thing about it all is that Maldonado holds at second. If that was hit to the right side of the infield, I'll guarantee you that Maldonado moves to third and makes it 90 feet away. But now the situation's a little different. I was dissecting my pen and it ended up falling apart a little bit there. I'm just fidgety with my hands, you know. It's not the time for small talk. Here is John Rivera. That one's upstairs. Excuse me, John. Yes, John Rivera, excuse me. Upstairs, 1-0. Rivera has had a couple of clutch moments in this one, including that single in the bottom of the 6th that helped really put the comeback in motion and give Camden that lead. Here's a pitch from Dobbs. That's a fly ball out to center field. Gonna be straight away. Sabato going under it. He makes the catch. Maldonado holds at second, and there's 2 down. Roughriders 1 out away from holding on to what has been a chaotic game from start to finish. It's been the Heights duo. D. Costanzo went 5. Dobbs has gone the rest of the way. The RCSJ Gloucester commit. And last chance will be Alexi Colon, who hit that crucial sacrifice fly in the 6th. So he knows what it's like to be clutch. We'll see if he can deliver again. First pitch from Dobbs. Breaking ball. Hits the zone for a strike, 0-1. Colon whipped his head back to home plate. I don't think he agreed with the call, but it stands just the same, 0-1.
I think so. No, so right behind home plate, that's still there.
0-1. There's another one, 0-2. Camden 1 strike away from being 5-11. Roughriders would improve to 10-7 in a 9-inning game here at the Rutgers Camden Complex. The 0-2. Up and away, 1-2. Camden stays alive. If the inning continues, Edwin Garcia is up next. But Dobbs wants to make sure that that doesn't happen. Dobbs getting set. Staring down his catcher, Carbone. The 1-2. From Dobbs. Swing and a miss on a foul tip, and the ball game is over. The Roughriders were able to hold on in what was a chaotic game from the 8th inning not being played properly due to both managers forgetting the league rules to that crucial 9th inning where Mason Dobbs was able to shut down Camden and keep that ghost runner where they stayed on second base. So the Roughriders improved to 10-7, and the Camden CMD Ball Club falls to 5-11 on this season. As we wrap up the final week of regular season play here in the Tri-County Baseball League, we've got some great baseball ahead. Playoffs start Wednesday, July 19th, and for the record, your player of the game is Mason Dobbs for 4 innings of relief, including that huge strikeout to end the ball game. From everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, my graphics crew Gavin Van Rel and Caleb Lane, my producer Vincent Vogt, and myself Dan Wilkins, the final score in 9 innings, the Roughriders 4 and the Camden CMD team 3. Again, there's going to be a second game being played, so stay tuned to the Tri-County Baseball League Twitter account at Tri-County Online for more updates. But until next time, we'll be signing off. So from everybody here at DWV, good night, have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you around.